quarterback pro day stuff, because we haven't done that here on the pod.
Right.
And I think we should just start, Pete and Kristen back there, if we could, just with a video. And just take a look at the video. And if you want to move a guy up or down in your rankings because of the video, here's Drake Maye, who you famously have as the number 6 quarterback, but he just hit a guy in stride, running left, and now, look at this. Perfect arc, one-handed catch, 2 for 2. Would you like to move him in your rankings?
You're funny.
No, but really, like, what did you take anything away from Drake Maye's pro day?
I did. I took a lot away from it. I mean, first off, he's clearly number 6 for me. That's not changing. It's and the pro day, I would tell you, it probably confirmed it for like 100% that he's number 6. Yes, I did not come away from that pro day going, oh wow, I feel differently. Right?
I mean, it didn't even look like he was really trying.
Well, those were, I think, warm-up throws,
okay.
some of them. But it became a little bit of that because he was losing control of the ball. So it became a little bit, let me just complete the pass. And it wasn't even a realistic workout in some ways. The urgency in which he threw, some of the routes and things downfield. Listen, there's still some eye-popping throws where you go, damn, that's a good one, right? Don't get me wrong there. I got that. But it's still too many throws where I go, what? Number 3 pick of the draft wouldn't throw a ball like that in 3 months, let alone like third time in the last 10 throws, right? So that's, to me, again, it's still the same problems there. When you watch it, again, I came away going, well, that had no feel of a number 3 pick of the draft type of guy. I came away unimpressed. The ball floated in the air too long on a lot of the down the field throws. I know there's like 2 or 3 on social media that were, hey, that's awesome, and they were great. I get that. And that's what
Zach Wilson had one of those that floated on social media.
But I'll say Zach Wilson also had like 100 other piss missiles where we were like, whoa, holy shit, right? That was just the crown jewel of them all. That one where both feet were off the ground, he threw it across the field, right?
Drake Maye didn't want to make a mistake, or that's what it kind of looked like after a while.
He started it off a little shaky, and he missed a few throws like we talked about, where like it's against air and people are turning around or having to slow down to catch the ball. Then he threw a few out routes that went like way over guys' heads where they couldn't even attempt it. And then it became, ooh, let me just kind of make sure I complete the pass, right? Again, there's still some attributes about his game that you certainly love. I know that. But there's things that scare me as a quarterback guy. There are. And it's, not only some of the mechanical things we talked about, right? I don't know if they're that easily fixed. That's my big thing, let alone there's things you see on film and play that, again, I would sit here and go, no way is he the number 3 pick of the draft. Like, absolutely no way. Right.
So Nuevo Huevo says, do you think guys value upside too much when evaluating quarterbacks? I think one reason Maye is higher on consensus is that people are scared to miss on guys deemed high upside projects who then become superstars like Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I get that, right? But to me, there's a difference in that film. That's what I think people are missing. I know we're talking about a big guy who runs well, and we have a few highlight throws down the field that we go, wow, right? But like, if you watch Josh Allen or Justin Herbert, right? Their bad throws are not even in the same stratosphere as Drake Maye. Their bad throws are like, oh, they barely missed the target, or maybe they made a bad decision and they thought, oh, I could fit this in there. But the throw was perfect, right? I don't care. Like, okay, they made a bad decision because Josh Allen's a knucklehead and he thinks he could throw it 140 miles per hour through a keyhole, right?
Yeah.
Right? So but the throw, I go with that. I would come away going, that was the most fucking unbelievable throw I ever saw in my life. Incomplete. He got intercepted, right? Or you'd see like Justin Herbert, same thing. Like, nobody's open. Nothing's there. He literally hit the defender in the head, right? Yeah. Because the defender of the head was in the way of the receiver who wasn't open's hands, right? Yeah. But you didn't come away going, eh. That's the opposite with Drake Maye. That's Drake Maye, as you saw, even yourself, let alone I know others, right? And that you just see too many
novice film reviewer
guy, exactly. You see too many where you go, wait, the guy is open. Yeah. And it's incomplete, or it skips on the ground, or it's way over his head. And those are the things, has to be worked on, like we talked about, and still the pocket stuff and staying on the first receiver a little too long. Again, there's a lot of good there. There is. Don't get me wrong. But I think there's more work to be done. And I don't think the film is as good as people are trying to make it out to be. I keep hearing those two phrases. It's a lot like Justin Herbert and Josh Allen, and I want to go, we need to sit down together and watch Josh Allen and Justin Herbert old film together, and I'm going to show you that he never misses a throw like this. They never throw a slant like that. They don't ever do that, and that's where we're at with Drake Maye.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
If you were to take the best 5 throws from Drake Maye and compare him to everyone else, I would think that there are evaluators that say you can't coach that. Like what he has there is a rare skill set.
I hear you.
And we'll fix all the other stuff. Like he's got inconsistencies. We think there's something wrong with the throwing motion.
I gotcha.
We'll fix that. But those 5 throws, like what he did there, like no matter how much we coach some of these other guys, they'll never be able to do that.
Right.
Is there that for Drake Maye?
There is that. I mean, but the only problem is Caleb Williams can make all those throws for sure, right?
Yeah.
Like and then some, right? So that would what I would say to you there. Jayden Daniels can also make some really special throws that way too. So I don't want to discredit them by your point though of yes, if you saw his 5 best throws, you'd go, ooh, wow. Right? Like we talked about when we did the quarterback ranking. But even within that, okay, I still see those throws and his mechanics and just go, again, the mechanics I'm talking about, I go, I don't know if you can fix them. They're not easy fixes here. This isn't just like, oh, we got to make the motion a little tighter or we got to change one little thing about the footwork. There's multiple things to work on. And the way he looks and throws and delivers, even though it looks great downfield, my lifelong thing has gone, I don't love that delivery. I don't like the way that looks. It's segmented at times, and therefore that's why the ball does go all over the place, let alone there's some things he does with his arm and his feet that are just not mechanically sound.
Well, now it's time to look at the delivery of the lefty in the draft. Michael Penix Jr., you was your number 4 quarterback in this draft ranking. I think we have his pro day as well, so we'll see if we want to move him. Oh, slow motion. Oh, that's perfect for looking at the mechanics.
Oh, his throwing motion is sweet. I mean, and now again, we're only gonna, from this tape right here, we're gonna see a few throws. It's not gonna be anything like we're gonna see a ton here. But it was one dime and unbelievable throw after another. I mean, people are sleeping on Michael Penix Jr. I understand that he's got an injury history, right? But damn, aren't we looking for guys that can throw the ball, make good decisions, and who have played a lot of ball, right? That's all I keep hearing. He's played a lot of ball. He's played a lot of ball. Oh wait, this guy played a lot of ball. We don't like him. We don't know why. I don't know. He hurt his knee 4 years ago. Oh, is that the only reason why? Michael Penix is a top 20 pick in the draft. No doubt about it for me. Like, he is too good. He showed it there. I think out of anybody's pro day, out of any quarterback, maybe any player at all, I think Michael Penix Jr. helped himself.
Ooh.
I do. Because one of the concerns was, he's a little frail, like we talked about at the right? Well, you could see he did a little workout the last 6 weeks. He ain't the same frail guy. He's jacked, right? I think people questioned how good of an athlete he was, right? When we were sitting on here, I go, he's a better athlete than he's getting credit for, right? He makes people miss and sets up and makes throws way more than people are letting on, right? Let alone, you see a few times when he tucks it and runs and turns the corner and you go, wow. But him to run a 4.5 like that, yeah, it's going to change people. Let alone, again, you're going to continue to watch the film and just go, damn, does he ever miss these throws? It's so many good decisions. He's just a natural at the position. There is no way you can watch Michael Penix Jr. film and Drake Maye film, or Michael Penix Jr. pro day and Drake Maye pro day, and tell me that you think they're on the same playing field right now. There is no way. Again, I feel that strongly about it, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes. The Drake Maye thing, you're hearing more and more as we go here. Gerard Mayo referenced it last week. He needs some work.
Well, I'm not surprised. People either are Chris Simms or start sounding like Chris Simms after a while. The Raiders 24, the Raiders 24 says, do you think the Raiders should draft Michael Penix Jr. at 13? How high could he go here? If not, which quarterback should we draft? Looks like only Bo Nix and Penix will be left for us to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, right? I'm again, you heard me. I think the Broncos sitting there at 12, if they're there at 12, and let's just say, Caleb Williams, Jayden Daniels, and McCarthy are off the table, I have a hard time thinking there's no guarantee. I could see Sean Payton like Bo Nix, like I told you. Bo Nix, he's worthy of that.
Yeah.
The Raiders at 13 with Michael Penix Jr., yes, sign me up. I'd be all for that. They should be all for that. Again, you're getting a mature guy who could kind of come in right away and play and give your whole locker room and your fan base like, hey, there's somebody exciting on our team, future, like Devin McCourty was just talking about, right?
Let's get crazy.
Yeah.
Let's say the Washington Commanders feel the same way about Michael Penix. It's like there's not a whole lot separating all these guys. We want to take a quarterback. We don't want to trade down because we don't know who will miss, but we love Michael Penix. We'll take him number 2. How high is too high for Michael Penix?
I think that's when you're probably risking a little bit or getting a little too high, right? I go to my old phrase again, like I always say, like if Blake Bortles can be taken at 3, anybody can. Okay, that's what I'm going to say that, and I don't mean to say that as a shot to Blake Bortles.
I mean, but that's nothing but a shot.
I know,
it's like
Well, who else
that.
can I? There's other quarterbacks I probably could have named too, and go, if you could take him there.
Just look at the last draft that we had all these great quarterbers, right?
Exactly.
None of them are first round quarterbacks outside of Trevor Lawrence.
Exactly right. So there you go. But at the same time, I'm never going to say anything's too high as far as like if you have a need and this is the guy you're sold on, then I don't question that. I'm all for that, right? But within the normal balance and value of a draft, right? Okay. Yeah, 2 or 3 for a guy who's had 2 knee surgeries and some other injuries and was a little older, that would be normally a little too rich for that guy.
But mid-first round, you're like, let's go.
Definitely. I mean, I feel like once you start to get outside of 8, I start to go, okay. I mean, I've definitely seen worse than Michael Penix Jr. drafted somewhere between 8 and 20. Like, Michael Penix Jr.'s film compared to Kenny Pickett, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Come on. Like, it's and the talent, too. It's not just the film. It's the talent, right? So that's what drives me crazy, right? Where I sometimes I don't know. Christian Ponder was picked at number 10.
Yeah.
I don't want to go like Michael Penix Jr. compared to Christian Ponder. Come on. There's not even a question. So then why can't Michael Penix be at 9 or 10, right?
Why can't Michael Penix be Christian Ponder is what we're saying. Dare to dream. The Raiders 24 also said, Ahmed, did you mention you play rugby on the pod last week? If so, can you rep a rugby jersey on the show next week? I didn't say I played. I maybe did and mistakenly said that.
I think I remembered that.
But I do cover it here at NBC, and I have been a longtime proponent of more rugby in NFL. Like that's one of the things. Not only a proponent, but I just think it's going to happen. Like I'm more sure of that than anything that we will see rugby seep into the game. Which again,
we're seeing Chiefs already. Though
the Chiefs have done it with Travis Kelce loves doing the pitch. Would have been the play of the year.
The tush push is rugby-ish.
That's true. Right? That's true. But I'm talking more like the laterals and and all that stuff.
Well, the tush push also did the tush push and lateral out a little bit. Like it was very rugby this year.
Well, and the Chiefs just signed a 3-year deal for Louis Rees-Zammit, who was one of the stars of rugby in Europe.
I'm sure there's things the NFL steals from everything. So whatever they feel like they can get an advantage from, they able to do it as far as schematics, right? We know that. So I'm actually starting to come around to your thought there.
You think it's going to happen?
That we might see a few more rugby-ish type of plays here the next few years.
And what if the game completely changes, and then we have to have rules to bring it back to what we knew and loved all those years? Jayden Daniels, Pro Day. Let's take a look at that. As we switch to our Pro Day,
I was really impressed
carousel
with Jayden.
Here. Good hoodie. I like that look. Yeah. Purple's always a good look. All right, here we go. Fake handoff. Good. Over the top. Right on the money, I would assume.
He was a lot of on the money. It really was. I mean, Jayden Daniels' pro day was phenomenal, right? Caleb Williams played it safe and just, threw the ball and checked the box and showed everybody, hey, look, I'm here and I can do this easily, but didn't push the boundaries at all. Wasn't like, oh, let me wow everybody, right? Yeah. Jayden Daniels, I think it was a little bit like, hey, wait, I hear all this J.J. McCarthy stuff and, Caleb Williams is one. Let me remind you how good I am a little bit. I mean, he's an effortless thrower. I love that. He's tall as hell, right? And he is a guy that, like we talk about with Justin Herbert sometimes, he can throw over the line of scrimmage, right? Because he is so tall to see there, right? He doesn't need space. That was the thing I loved about the workout in general, and I talked about a little on PFT last week. They did a lot of throws where he threw the ball down the field, and his quarterback coach would stand right in front of him, right? So he couldn't step into it. So he's throwing a 20-yard crossing route or a 20-yard in-cut, and it's like he can't really step, and he's just got to do it. Those are throws you got to make in the NFL. He does it easily. I mean, easily. let alone showed off a little bit with some of the deep ball throws, right? So I'm a very big Jayden Daniels fan. You know that.
Commanders fan number 1, who could be a Jayden Daniels fan here very soon. How much does the 1-year jump all of a sudden for Jayden Daniels concern you, given the fact that it took him 5 seasons to become this good?
Well, don't always go into all that, right? At Commanders fan number 1, right? I hear what you're saying, but like again, think about people like here's people have recognized the talent of this guy for a while and think he's good. Like Antonio Pierce, right? He loves Jayden Daniels. He was at Arizona State with him. They've seen what makes him. Don't put all everybody else's problems on the quarterback, right? He got in a better support system, and in 2 years he went, whoa, we all went, whoa, this guy can play quarterback and he's really good. Holy crap, right? So it was hard at Arizona State, some of the situation there. And again, don't judge people what they were doing when they were 18 and 19, right? This is one where I'm a little bit more a believer in what we've seen right now here in recent history, not what he was 4 years ago when he was 17 and, still learning how to live on his own in a dorm room, right?
Yeah.
Right? So the skills are there. The play has been top-notch the last 2 years, and I think it's going to continue to go and trend in that direction.
Let's go full circle on your quarterbacks
Yeah.
before we get into a couple Ask Me Anything here. Red and purple 77 here. So we'll go full circle. We'll go back to Drake Maye because now maybe Vikings fans are starting to feel like maybe he'll drop. Maybe Drake Maye will drop to us now, and this will all work out perfectly. If Drake Maye sits for a year under Kevin O'Connell, would you anticipate him reaching his ceiling? And then what is his ceiling? So that's the idea now, is that maybe he's more of a Jordan Love, sit behind, although there's no Aaron Rodgers in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Sit behind Sam Darnold and learn the game. For
it would
a
make
couple
me feel
years.
be're I mean, certainly. You're going into a spot that I would go, yeah, that's definitely one of the ideal spots in football to go play quarterback, right? With that guy, he's gonna not only teach you football, he knows about throwing a little bit, right? He's gonna be able to devise an offense where, hey, you might have a problem with these throws, but don't worry, I'll figure out some other ways to still make you look good with other throws, right?
Like Justin
Build
Jefferson
the confidence,
to
right? You got the talent around him, so that would certainly change my thought that way. Right? I don't see as high-end talent as I did with Jordan Love. We talked about this a little bit before the podcast because one of our producers was asking us a little bit about that. Like, Jordan Love excited me more than Drake Maye. I feel like if he asked me to make a comparison, right? Did he say a little bit like
what's his ceiling?
Yeah. I honestly feel like his ceiling is, for me, is
Sam Darnold.
I was going to say Jared Goff.
Okay.
Okay? All right, that to me is what it could be. All right?
Okay. Number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, I know. But that's kind of what I
We'll take
look
him
at
in year 8 when
He's
he
a
comes
better
to the Lions.
athlete, Jared Goff, maybe. Maybe that would be the way to say it. Maybe a little more athletic potential there, right? But again, I can't stress to you enough. The throwing is just not as bullseye, as machine-like as you would like for a first-round quarterback. It really is not, and that's what it really, really bothers me. Yo, homies, what's up? I know it's the off-season, but it's never the off-season on Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Me and Ahmed Fareed are going to be here for it all. We got free agency. We're going to break it all down. The draft, the rankings of positions. Of course, we're going to unpack it all. Hit subscribe, get to my free agency reactions, 2024 draft rankings, and more. Thanks again for watching. Peace out, homies. See you soon.